We'll begin with page 176. Who's going to read?
O Rama, this cycle of birth and death is an interminable one. This Maya ceases only by the mastery of one's own heart, not otherwise. To illustrate this, there is a legend which I shall presently narrate to you. In this world, there is a region known as Kosala. In it, there was a Brahmana known as Gadi. He was
Gadi.
learned and the very embodiment of dharma.
Okay.
Right from his very childhood, he filled with the spirit of renunciation and dispassion. Once this Brahmana went away to the forest in order to practice austerity. Desiring to behold Vishnu, he entered the water of a river and there began to recite various mantras, which soon completely purified this being. After a period of 8 months, Lord Vishnu appeared there and said to him, "Ask of me the boon of your choice." This Brahmana said, "Lord, I wish to behold your own illusionary powers, Maya, which deludes all beings and keep them in ignorance." Lord Vishnu said, "You will behold my Maya and then you will at once abandon the illusionary perception of objects." After Lord Vishnu disappeared, Gadi rose from the water. He was highly pleased. For several days thereafter, Gadi engaged himself in various holy activities, constantly immersed in the bliss which had resulted from his vision of Lord Vishnu. One day, he went to the river for his bath, still meditating upon the words of Lord Vishnu. While he was immersed in the water, he beheld himself dead and mourned by all. His body had fallen and his face had become pale and lifeless. He saw himself surrounded by very many relatives who were all weeping and wailing around. They were inconsolably grief-stricken. His wife had caught hold of his feet and was shedding tears, as if a dam had been breached. His mother, beside herself with grief, had caught hold of his face and was weeping bitter tears and crying loud. He was surrounded by a number of grief-stricken relatives. He saw himself lying silent, as if asleep or in deep meditation. He was taking a long rest. As it were, he listened to all the weeping and wailing of the relatives and wondered, what does all this mean? He was curious about the nature of friendship and relationships. Soon, relatives carried his body away to the crematorium. After the performance of the funeral rites, they placed the body on the funeral pyre. They set the pyre alight and soon the body of Gandhi was consumed by the fire.
Continue.
Vasistha continued, O Gadi, O Rama, O Rama, Gadi, who still remained immersed in the river, then saw that he was in the region known as Bhutmandalam, in the womb of tribal women. In course of time, he was born as her son. Soon he grew up into a robust young man. He was a good hunter. He got married to a tribal woman. He became the father of a large family. His children were violent and wicked as he was. He grew old. He did not die, but one by one he lost all his friends and relatives to death. Disgusted, he left his native realms and wandered away to foreign lands. One day, while thus wandering from one place to another, he entered into the kingdom of Tira, which was obviously very rich and prosperous. He saw in front of him a huge royal elephant. The king who ruled over the kingdom had just died without an heir. In accordance with the custom, the royal elephant had been commissioned to find a suitable successor. The elephant picked up the hunter and placed him on its own back. At that very moment, people exclaimed in great joy, "Long live the king!" The elephant had chosen the king. By and by, the very nature of his position taught him the art of ruling the kingdom. He became a well-known king named Gavala. He ruled the kingdom justly and wisely, with compassion and purity. Thus 8 years passed. One day, he roamed out of his inner apartment alone, unadorned with regal dresses and royal insignia. Outside the palace, he saw a group of tribesmen who were singing familiar songs. Quietly, he joined them and also began to sing with them. An aged tribesman recognized him and, rising from the crowd, addressed him, "O Katanja, I am delighted to see you." Gwala ignored this, but the ladies of the royal household and the member of the court were shocked by the realization of their king was an unworthy tribesman. They treated him as if he were a putrid corpse. Even the citizen avoided him and ran away at his very sight. The leaders of the community held council among themselves and began to talk. "Alas, we have been polluted by the touch of this tribesman, who lives on the flesh of dogs. There is no expiration for this pollution other than death. Let us raise a huge fire and throw our sullied body into it, and thus purify our souls." Having decided this, they gathered firewood, with which they built a huge funeral fire, and once by one they threw themselves into it. The king Gawala reflected, "Alas, all this was brought about me. Why should I continue to live? Death is preferable to life. For one who is dishonored by the people, death is better than life." Gawala calmly offered his body into a fire. As fire began to consume the limbs of Gawala, Gadi, who was reciting prayers immersed in the water of the river, regained his consciousness. At this stage, evening set, another day came to an end.
Okay. Did you follow the story or did you get lost? You followed it? Yeah? So it is about Gadhi, and Gadhi went into the river, and while he was immersed in his chanting, in deep meditation, he just saw a vision where he died. He died as Gadhi, his whole family is crying, and he of course leaves the body. And then immediately next he sees he is born to a tribeswoman. Yeah, he's in the womb of a tribeswoman. It's the next Janma. Now he's standing in the river and he is just seeing this happen. And then he grows up and he has his own family, and then one day he's all depressed and he's walking away, where some elephant just picks him up. So in the ancient times there was this belief, when a king died without leaving a son who could take the throne, they would take the royal elephant out, and whoever the royal elephant chose, that would become the next king. So that is what is described here. That's how the elephant just picked this Gadi, who had now become Gawala. And now he ruled for 8 years. Okay? After 8 years, he was not dressed as a king that time. He just saw some tribesmen singing their folk songs, so he got attracted to that. When he went out and somebody recognized him, the truth was out that he was actually a tribesman. So this was like caste system kind of thingy. So maybe a tribesman was not allowed to be around when that elephant went out, to pick somebody as the king. And he was out there, and so they said, oh, this has been a disaster and we should all commit suicide. They all committed mass suicide. That is the end of that story. We got it so far, right? Yeah. Now, suddenly, Gandhi, who was immersed in his prayers in the river, he wakes up from this dream or whatever you want to call it. Clear so far? Yeah, we can go ahead. Okay. Somebody else wants to read?
But Vasistha continued. Gandhi wondered, who am I? What did I see and how? He concluded that because he was fatigued, his mind had obviously played some tricks on him. He thought, surely all that was illusory, for I do not perceive anything now. After some days, another Brahmana visited him, and Gandhi duly entertained the honored guest. During the course of their conversation, Gandhi asked the guest, Sir, why do you look so tired and worn out? The guest answered, Holy One, I shall tell you the truth. There is a kingdom in the north known as Kira. I heard an extraordinary story there. They said a tribesman ruled this kingdom for 8 years. After that, his identity became known. On account of him, very many Brahmana of this place perished. When I heard that, I too felt polluted, and hence engaged myself in prolonged fasting. I am breaking this fast only today. The guest spent that night with Gandhi and left the following day. Gandhi contemplated further. That which I saw in an hallucination, my guest saw as a factual event. I should verify that story for myself. Having thus resolved, Gandhi quickly proceeded first to the place known as Bhuta Mandala. Men of highly evolved consciousness can, by appropriate self-effort, attain even what they mentally visualize. Gandhi thus saw, after reaching the destination, whatever he had seen in his vision. There he saw a village which had been deeply impressed in his consciousness. He saw the very house of the tribesman himself, and he saw the very objects which were used by him. The house was in a very bad shape. He saw there skeletons of animals whose flesh had been eaten by the family. For some time he saw that dreadful place which truly looked like a cemetery. He went to a nearby village and asked the villagers, Do you know anything about that tribesman who lived in yonder house? The villagers replied, Holy sir, of course we know. There was a dreadful-looking and fierce tribesman in that house who lived up to ripe old age. When he had lost all his kinsmen, he went away and became a king of Kira and ruled for 8 years. He was found out, and as a result, many people died, and he too killed himself. Hearing this, Gandhi was greatly puzzled. He traveled to the Kira kingdom and inquired of the citizens, Was this country ruled by a tribesman some time ago? They replied enthusiastically, Oh yes, and he ruled for 8 years, having been chosen by the royal elephant. When his identity was discovered, he committed suicide. It was 12 years ago. Gandhi left the city at once and went to a mountain cave nearby, and there performed intense austerity. Soon Lord Vishnu appeared before him and asked him to choose any boon he liked. Gandhi asked the Lord, The hallucination that I had as in a dream, how is it also seen in the wakeful state? Should I continue?
Yeah.
The Lord said, O Gandhi, that which you see now is an illusion. It is truly not but the self, but perceived by the mind which has not been purified and which has not realized lies the truth. It is the mind alone that is experienced as dream, illusion, illness, etc. In mind are countless events like flowers on a tree in full bloom. Is it any wonder that the mind, which contains countless thought forms, should be able to manifest the idea, I am a tribesman? Even so, the same mind manifests other ideas like, I have a Brahmana guest who told me the story, etc. And I am going to Bhutamandalam, and I am in the Kira kingdom now. All this was but hallucination. Thus, O Holy One, you have seen both forms of illusion, the one which you yourself thought was illusion, and the other which you think is reality, both of which are hallucination in truth. You entertained no guest, and you did not go anywhere. All this too was but hallucination. You have really not been to Bhutamandalam or the Kira kingdom. All these were also illusions. O Gati, these incidents are reflected in your mind, though they took place unrelated to you, even as there appears to be a coincidental connection between the crow alighting upon a coconut tree and the coconut falling to the ground. Hence, they narrate the same story which you believe to be yours. Such coincidence is not uncommon. Sometimes the same illusion is perceived by many. Sometimes many people have the same dream. Several people experience the same hallucination, and many drunkards may all of them simultaneously experience that the world is revolving around them. Several children play the same game. Whatever you saw in the Bhuta Mandalam and here was possibly true. The tribesman known as Kadanja was indeed born some time ago. He lost his kinsman and became the king of Kira. All this was reflected in your consciousness. Even as the mind sometimes forgets what is actually experienced, it also thinks it has experienced what it has never seen. Just as one sees dreams and visions, one experiences hallucinations, even during the wakeful state. Though Kadanja lived several years ago, it appears to be in the present in your consciousness. Because you are not fully enlightened, your mind clings to the illusion of objective perception. Get up and meditate intensely for 10 years. Gandhi engaged himself in intense meditation thereafter and attained self-realization. We have a long way to go. 10 years of intense meditation.
So what did you understand from the story? What's the second part of the story?
Everything is a dream and illusion.
Yeah, but what's the second part of the story? He went to verify. Yeah? Because a Brahmana came to him. So Brahmana in those days went from door to door and stayed overnight at somebody's home, and it was like a merit to feed them and have them rest in your house while they're going from one destination to another. So this Brahmana was that kind of a guest, but he was fasting, so he was not eating and he was really emaciated. That's why Gadhi asked him that question, why are you like this? And he answered, I have been fasting because lots of Brahmins did a mass suicide, and that was because of that entire episode of a tribesman becoming a king, ruling for 8 years, and they thought they had taken a wrong decision and they committed the mass suicide. So he told him the whole story, and Gadhi was like, oh, I saw all this while standing in the river. How can something that I see has really happened and I have no connection with this? So he was, confused, and he prays to Lord Vishnu to reveal this Maya to him. Yeah. So obviously he goes and verifies and asks some people in the village. Then he requests Lord Vishnu to, open up this Maya for him. And what does Lord Vishnu say? Let's look at that part on page 179. Yeah? Carefully we have to read that. O Gadhi, that which you see now is an illusion. That which you see now, this Yoga Vasistha Google Hangout group is an illusion. Okay? It is truly not but the self, which means it is just the self, one pool of consciousness, but perceived by the mind which has not been purified and which has not realized the truth. Yeah? Now he'll explain what this means in the rest of the page, but that is the main answer. Okay? It is the mind alone that is experienced as dream, illusion, illness, etc. In the mind are countless events like flowers on a tree in full bloom. What does he mean by this? Suppose you want to call this the collective consciousness or the collective mind of all the people. Yeah? This collective mind has lots of thought forms. Yeah, good, bad, tribesman, holy man, brahmana, etc., etc., etc. A million thought forms like this. Yes, that's what he's saying there. So, in the mind alone, that is experienced as dream, illusion, illness, etc. It is the mind alone. And in the mind are countless events like flowers on a tree in full bloom. Is it any wonder that the mind which contains these thought forms, countless thought forms, should be able to manifest an idea? Why is it so difficult for you to understand, he's saying? For example, you have a little thought form in your head. You want to see President Obama, you want to meet him, you want to see him, you've never seen him, and you have this little thought form sitting here. Yeah? You never get the chance to ever go to DC. You never get the chance of ever seeing him. But your mind can create that hallucination. Yeah? And you can actually feel it is real. Yeah? This is also an illusion, by the way. So it is a level of a dream within a dream. Yeah? So why is it so strange for you, he's telling Rama, that a thought form can actually manifest itself? You have experienced this in your own dreams. Yeah? And you really feel that, oh, I am meeting President Obama, I shook his hand. You're actually feeling all that in your dream, and you're actually just lying horizontal on your bed. Yeah? So it is exactly the same, he's saying. He's explaining it that way. It's exactly the same. Is it any wonder that the mind, which contains countless thought forms, should be able to manifest the idea, I am a tribesman? Even so, the same mind manifests other ideas like, I have a Brahmana guest who told me this story. And then another one, I am going to Bhuta Mandalam and I am in the Kira kingdom now. All this was just hallucination, he says. Thus, O Holy One, you have seen both forms of illusion. The one which you yourself thought was illusion, and the other which you think is reality. Even this, right now, we discussing the scripture, is just nothing but a collective thought form. We are all together having the same illusion or dream. Yes, because the impression of a particular thought form, which was Yoga Vasistha scripture probably, is so embedded in all of us with a time karma that we are all together in it right now. Got it?
Isn't this kind of like a dream within a dream within a dream, our consciousness is just holding on to those similar impressions.
Exactly.
Is that right? Right. So that's why it's a confirmation bias.
Yes.
Because we think it exists, we go into the next stage deeper and we see the same things, we create the same things to confirm the bias on the previous level.
Perfect. Perfect. You are only creating it for yourself. Yes, and how are you doing it? Through these thought forms, which is nothing but impressions. Yeah, impressions which are deep down at your subconscious memory. Yeah. You entertained no guest and you did not go anywhere. All this too was just hallucination. Yeah. You have really not been to Bhutamandalam or the Kira kingdom. All these were also illusions. O Gadhi, these incidents are reflected in your mind, though they took place unrelated to you. Even as there appears to be a coincidental connection between the crow alighting upon a coconut tree and a coconut falling to the ground. Hence, they narrate the same story, which you believe to be yours. Such coincidence is not uncommon. Sometimes the same illusion is perceived by many. That is your key here. The same illusion is perceived by all of us. Yeah? About Yoga Vasistha scripture, or the thirst to understand the enlightenment of Rama. That was so strong. It was like a collective dream, and we are in that collective dream, which is an illusion, and we are in it together. So the bold that you see, that is the same as the sutra on the top. It is sometimes many people have the same dream. Several people experience the same hallucination, and many drunkards may all of them simultaneously experience that the world is revolving around them. Several children play at the same game. Got it? So whatever you saw in the Bhuta Mandalam and Kira was possibly true. Now this is the second aspect of it. It's not that it did not happen. Yeah? But it happened in the past. Yeah? So now how something that happened in the past, this person A is not related to all those n number of people related to that event which happened in the past. How does this person even see that? Yeah? Or experience that? Here's your answer. When you go deep into meditation, what happens? You are away from this external prakriti, which includes this body, and you are somewhere deep down, very close to the core of your being, which is the consciousness. Yes? Now that pool of consciousness is not just common to this person, it's common to that collective people. Yeah? Whatever happened there has formed an impression in that consciousness. And when I am deep here, I can connect to all the consciousness. Yes? It's a little difficult to understand. Let me explain it through technology. Around you, you cannot see anything, but there are waves, radio waves, yeah, infrared waves, all kinds of waves are there. The same waves that are there in Cincinnati are here in Chicago. Yes, that is why at that deeper level, if I want to send a message to you, yeah, I can just use my phone and that can connect to the wave sitting in Cincinnati and we can talk on the phone. Yeah, this you understand? Well, you might not understand the technology behind it, but it's happening and you're observing it. Exactly the same thing happens at the consciousness level. Yeah? We can connect because we are all one pool. Yeah? And that entire pool is like, has all these data, bits and bytes, yeah? Which is nothing but one stream of information. That's how one consciousness that goes deep within can actually see what is happening in another person's life. For example, Gurudev usually, if you ask him, Guruji, this is happening, he will be able to tell you, oh, okay, do this, don't do this. This is the way to go. How? How does he know so much detail when you've just said 2 or 3 sentences about your problem? Yeah? Because of that deep connection. Just like the waves around here. At the deeper level of consciousness, we are all connected. And that's where these impressions lie. Got it? That's how several people can have the same dream. Yeah? That's how one individual can actually see what has happened to another individual. Yeah? A connection can be established at that level. Our issue is that we are lost at a very gross physical level of Prakriti. Yeah? We are so feverish, our focus is outside. The moment we turn within and go deeper within, we connect at levels that are beyond the intellect, are unimaginable. Yeah? At that level, you can actually reach out to all kinds of knowledge. That's how the ancient sages had downloaded all the Vedas. Yeah? Remember we had done this? Yeah, all the sages cognized this spiritual knowledge. Nobody claims that I am the creator of this particular knowledge. Yeah, they had cognized this beautiful spiritual knowledge which they put in the Vedas, including Ayurveda. Yeah. So, that is the speciality of that deepest level of consciousness which all of us can really experience only if we meditate consistently and for a long time. That is why Lord Vishnu tells him, now you meditate for 10 years. Your mind is lost in this Maya. That is why you didn't understand that this was an illusion. Yeah? So now you meditate for 10 years. This is homework for you also. Yeah? You cannot say, oh, I have done enough, 2-3 years of art of living, I am not enlightened, I am giving up. No. Give it 10 years. Yeah? Vasistha says, give it 10 years. You gave your medicine, your engineering, architecture so many years, didn't you? Yeah? And you didn't drop out. Otherwise you cannot reach graduation, right? If you take a break, then that's a break. Yeah? You go back to where you had stopped. Yeah? So, homework number 1 for you. Make a resolution. Come what may. 10 years I am going to meditate. Every single day. Yeah? So we read the last line that the Lord tells him, because you are not fully enlightened, your mind clings to the illusion of objective perception. What is objective perception? Whatever I see with these eyes, whatever I hear with these ears, yeah, whatever I taste with this tongue, all these are objects. Object of taste, object of sight, object of sound, smell and touch. Objective perception is I am just lost in these 5 senses. Got it? Till the time I am lost in these 5 senses, I am lost in Maya. The moment I withdraw from these 5 senses and come to the center, to that Purusha that I am, and continuously stay there, again and again and again, not just with eyes closed, but even with eyes open. Yeah, being in Sakshi bhav, all the time. The Prakriti will always be there. People will always be there around. Situations will come, good, bad. But I am established in that Sakshi. Then you are meditating with open eyes. Are you getting this? Yeah? He's telling him, you have been lost in this objective perception. So there has been no meditation for you. No stillness has happened to you. That's why he told him, get up and meditate intensely for 10 years. Yeah? You check within. Quite a long time, no, in the path of knowledge. Have you become regular with your Kriya and Sahaj, those who have Sahaj mantra? Are you regular? Is it like, come what may, I have to meditate? Or is it like, chalta hai, when I get time I'll meditate? Where are you? Tell me. Chalta hai types, huh? No? Is it like, oh, as much as, oh, I have to take a shower every day, come what may? Has it reached there? Yes or no? Or maybe? Yeah, so start working on this part. Huh? Come what may, 15-20 minutes only. You don't have to sit 1, 2, 3 hours. 15-20 minutes I sit down, some me time I need. Doesn't matter morning, evening, afternoon, during a lunch break, in office, it doesn't matter. 15 to 20 minutes I sit and I just go within. Yeah, now you have the Sattva app also. Yeah, so many meditations available right on your phone. Yeah, so give importance to meditation. Yeah, most of you join also Yoga Vasistha late. You don't do your meditation. Yeah, you suddenly join in. Mind is still chitter chatter. Yeah, about whatever objects of perception you got lost in today. The mind is still chattering and you're making an attempt to focus on what was the story, what is the meaning, but the mind's chitter chatter is still going on. Yeah, that is why meditation is important. When you meditate sincerely, this chitter chatter quietens down some. Yeah? And then when you start reading, you can absorb it much better. Yes? So can you all promise me from next week we'll be here on time? Yes? 7:45 p.m. Central Time, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes? Everybody? Yeah? And sit and meditate. Yeah? Meditation is really essential. It's not going to happen by reading the scripture. I've told you so many times. It's not going to happen. Yeah? This is just helping you move in a particular direction. Yeah? But how will the silence within happen? Only through meditation is that possible. And when you are more silent, these thought forms that were, possible sprouts in your future get wiped off. Only meditation can do that, because only silence can wipe away thought. Thought is sound. Opposite of sound is silence. Are you getting it? Only silence can wipe away sound. This is sound. Recognize this. Yeah? This is noise, not sound. Noise in your head. Yeah? And sometimes noise in the subconscious, which you cannot hear, but it is still going on and on, still there. Yeah? So, start meditating. Take this as a homework for you. Come what may, every day 15 to 20 minutes. I'll sleep 15 to 20 minutes less, but I will meditate. And when you start connecting to that level of consciousness, which is that silence, you will start understanding this much better. I'll give you another example. Suppose your mother is not feeling well. You are here in the US and your mother is in India. Don't you feel sometimes something uncomfortable? Yeah? Or you feel like picking up the phone and just calling your mom. You don't know she's unwell yet. Yeah? And then you just call her and you find out, oh, she's been unwell. Yeah? You're connected at a very deeper level. Hasn't this happened? Yeah. So you see what I'm talking about? Sometimes two people just connect with each other. You know, Sandeep will call Chandan, Chandan will call Sandeep. Oh, I was going to call you, right now. And you called me. Doesn't this happen? Yeah. Somewhere at that deeper level, a connection happened. Yeah, where you did exactly what the other person thought of doing. Yeah, so it's not new to you. Yeah, we just take it for granted. That is what was the crux of this story. Yeah, that deeper level of silence where we all connect. I can't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Is intuition the
Yes. Intuition is that which is at this level, at the deeper level of the consciousness. Yeah? It is beyond the mind. It is like a gut feeling that you can have. Yeah? Sometimes we say, no, oh, logically it all fits well. Makes complete sense on paper if I put this down. But somewhere I have a gut feeling that it's not the right thing to do. Happens, no? Yeah, sometimes it's the opposite. Yeah, if you put it down on paper, you see all cons, no pros. You feel, oh, this is really not the way to go. But something in your gut says, no, I really want to do this. Yeah, what is that? It is this deepest level of consciousness kicking in. And this can kick in the more you are silent. Yeah. So see that you do this. Come what may, meditate every day. Yes? Commitment? I don't see all thumbs up, huh? Okay. We'll read the next page, page 180.
I can read. Vasistha continued. This cosmic illusion, Maya, creates great illusion and is of the nature of this equilibrium. It is extremely difficult to understand it. What comparison is there between a hallucination which lasts for the brief duration of an hour's dream and a whole lifetime as a tribesman with all the varied experiences? Again, how can we relate what is seen in that hallucination and what is seen in front of our eyes? Or what is truly unreal and what has really undergone a factual transformation? Hence I tell you, O Rama, this cosmic illusion leads the unwary mind into endless difficulty. Rama asked, but O holy sir, how can one restrain this wheel of cosmic illusion which revolves with such tremendous force?
Okay,
Vasistha replied,
1 minute. Here he is saying this is all because of Maya. Yeah? Vasistha is talking in the first paragraph. He's telling you the answer. It is the web of Maya that pulls you into this hallucination. Yes? And Vasistha himself is saying, how can we relate what is seen in that hallucination and what is seen in front of our eyes? It doesn't matter whether it's the first level of the dream or the second level of the dream. Yeah? It's very difficult to differentiate, he says here. Or what is truly unreal and what has really undergone a factual transformation. Hence, I tell you, O Rama, This cosmic illusion leads the unwary mind into endless difficulties. Yeah? Somebody who is not aware can land up in a lot of difficulties. Somebody who is not really in the present, not a sakshi, he can land up into a lot of difficulties because of this Maya. Got it? Then Rama asks, okay, now I understand that I can't do much about this Maya, but how to restrain this wheel of cosmic illusion or Maya, which revolves with such tremendous force? Yeah, at least I know I can't do much about Maya, but what can I do so that I don't get affected by that tremendous force of Maya? That's his question. Got it? Now we can continue.
Vasistha replied, O Rama, the mind is the hub around which this vicious circle revolves, creating delusion in the minds of the deluded. It is by firmly restraining that hub through intense self-effort and keen intelligence that the whole wheel is brought to a standstill. When the hub's motion is stopped, the wheel does not revolve. When the mind is stilled, illusion ceases. One who does not know this trick and does not practice it undergoes endless sorrow. The moment the truth is seen, behold, the sorrow comes to an end. The disease of the perception of this world illusion is not cured except through the mastery of the mind, which is its only remedy. Hence, O Rama, abandon all other activities like pilgrimage, gifts, and austerities, and bring the mind under your control for your ultimate good. This world appearance abides in the mind, even as there is space within the pot. If the pot is broken, the illusory division of space vanishes. And if the mind ceases to be, the concept of a world within the mind also ceases to be. Even as an insect trapped within the pot attains freedom of movement when the pot is broken, you will also enjoy freedom when the mind ceases to be, along with the world illusion contained in it. Live in the present with your consciousness externalized momentarily, but without any effort. When the mind stops linking itself to the past and to the future, it becomes no mind. If from moment to moment your mind dwells on what is and drops it effortlessly at once, the mind becomes no mind, full of purity. It is only as long as the mind continues to be agitated and it experiences the diversity of its own projection or expansion, even as rain falls only as long as there are clouds. And it is only as long as the infinite consciousness limits itself into the finite mind that such agitation and expansion takes place. If consciousness ceases to be the finite mind, then know that the very roots of cyclic world illusion, of birth and death, are burnt and there is perfection.
Okay. Yeah. So this is so beautifully explained. Yeah. I'll just draw it for you. He's saying mind is the hub. Hub is like the axle of a wheel. Yeah, if you've seen the wheel in India. Yeah, this is like the axle of the wheel, and here is your wheel. These are the spokes of the wheel. Yeah. So you understood hub now? Yeah. He says the mind is the hub around which this vicious cycle revolves. This is the mind. Yeah. Around the mind this vicious cycle of Maya revolves. And Maya is nothing but this Prakriti, this people, situations and things that I get trapped into. Yes. All the five senses go out into the world. At the periphery is the Prakriti. Yeah. When it goes out and gets lost into the world, it is actually called mind. Yeah. So mind is the hub around which this vicious cycle revolves, creating delusion in the minds of the deluded. Yeah. It is by firmly restraining the hub through intense self-effort and keen intelligence that the whole wheel is brought to a standstill. If I take a stick, imagine this is a long stick, not a small marker, and I just hit it in the center of the wheel, yeah, at the hub. This whole wheel can stop. Yes? Yeah. So he's saying you require intense self-effort and intelligence, keen intelligence. These two together can help you stop the mind, that is the hub. And if the hub becomes standstill, this wheel will stop rotating. You got it? It's just an analogy, but a very well done analogy. When the hub's motion is stopped, the wheel does not revolve. Just like that, when the mind is stilled, illusion ceases. Yeah, the mind is this hub. Yeah, so just like when you stop the center, the axle, you put a stick through it, the wheel stops rotating. If you learn to still this mind, yeah, this world, this Maya will stop affecting you. The Maya does not go anywhere. The Maya will be there, your family will still be there, your job will still be there. Everything that creates chaos around you today will still be there. But you will not be affected by it anymore. Yeah? Once you learn to still the mind. So stilling the mind is the key. Is that long stick that you can put through this central hub. Got it? One who does not know this trick and does not practice it undergoes endless sorrow. The moment the truth is seen, behold, the sorrow comes to an end. Yes, there is no other shortcut, guys. Yes, stilling the mind is the only way. A scriptural injunction or this scriptural knowledge is only a sign showing you go that way. Go that way means start meditating, go within, withdraw from everything that is outside you, because this is only pulling you more into an illusion. Yeah. But if you're not meditating, then you're not really following the scripture. It's only spiritual entertainment. I enjoy reading it. What fun. And I don't meditate. What's the point? Yeah. It's not about reading that it is good to meditate. It's about implementing what is written here. Yes, let me meditate. Let me make an effort to still the mind constantly, ceaselessly, again and again and again. Yeah. One day my stick will really hit the hub and this wheel will stop. But till the time I get that aim perfectly on target, I really need to keep practicing. Got it? The disease of the perception of this world illusion is not cured except through the mastery of the mind. So just like I said, there is no shortcut. This is the only way. It's the only remedy. Hence, O Rama, abandon all other activities. Very clearly he's telling you, if you do all this pilgrimage and puja and charity and you think, oh, doing all this I'm going to get there. No. Yeah. Stilling the mind was the reason that all this was even told. Okay, you start doing charity. So at least for some time you think about somebody other than I. So the chattering, selfish mind can shut up for a while. Yeah, these were all ways, but then people got lost even there. Yeah. And bring the mind under your control for your ultimate good. This world appearance abides in the mind, even as there is space within the pot. Yeah? So he's comparing a pot. A pot has space inside it, and we feel that the space inside the pot is separate from the space outside the pot. Yeah? The space which is inside the pot is the world appearance. Yeah? The moment this pot breaks, the world appearance does not exist anymore. Yeah? I am not lost in these objects anymore. This world appearance abides in the mind even as there is space within the pot. If the pot is broken, the illusory division of space vanishes. And if the mind ceases to be, the concept of a world within the mind also ceases to be. Basically, you will come out of your dreaming. The dream within a dream within a dream is all inside that pot. The moment you break the pot, this dream within a dream, everything will come out. It'll cease to exist. So get that freedom. Yeah, that insect trapped inside a pot would, after breaking the pot, would get. Yeah, and how? That's the main sutra of the page. Yeah, basic cause point. What is the key point of Art of Living? Live in the present moment. Yeah, it's right here. Even Vasistha has said this. Live in the present with your consciousness externalized momentarily, but without any effort. What does this mean? Live in the present. I am totally here in the now, but I am not lost in the external activity of the now.
It's what you were saying earlier about acting spontaneously.
Perfect. Yeah. So I am established in my center. Yeah. I am a sakshi. I am a witness to what is happening here. Yeah. That is why I'm just externally, I'm just a little bit there. I am just at the periphery, required, whatever is required of me to do right now, but I am established in the center. Got it? That is the meaning of the consciousness is momentarily externalized. Yeah? And this should be without any effort. You don't have to make an effort. Yeah? Because making an effort means you're totally outside. You're lost in that particular activity. It's an effortless experience to be established here and still do whatever is required outside at the periphery. When the mind stops linking itself to the past and to the future, it becomes no mind. So beautiful, na? Happiness program, first day, first point. Yeah? Mind always goes to past and thinks what? Oh, I should have not done that, or why did he do that? There's either anger or regret. Yeah? So obviously no mind does not exist. It's totally lost in raga, dvesha of the past. In the future is fear, anxiety. Yeah? What will happen tomorrow? What will happen tomorrow? So obviously there is no existence of no mind. Yeah? Mind, mind, mind only. Only in the present can there be no mind. Yeah? This is so beautiful. This sutra is Art of Living basic course key point. If from moment to moment your mind dwells on what is and drops it effortlessly at once, the mind becomes no mind, which is full of purity. Yeah. So moment to moment is the present moment. This moment is gone now. This is also gone. This is also gone. This is the present, now it's gone. This is the present, now it's gone. This is the present, now it's gone. So you see, present moment is so minute, so tiny. Yeah. It's right here and now, and then it's gone. So living in that moment, from moment to moment to moment, and dropping what has happened. Now this has, before this everything was the past, let me drop that. Yeah, this awareness, moment to moment to moment, dropping and letting go, yeah, keeps you actually with what is. Yeah? What is in inverted commas. Be with what is. Yeah? Because what is now is again past now. Again, what is now is past. Are you seeing this? So constantly being in the now, in the what is really living in the present moment. Then only can purity of mind be achieved. Then only are you really in no mind. Got it? It is only as long as the mind continues to be agitated that it experiences the diversity of its own projection or expansion, even as rain falls only as long as there are clouds. Yeah, so till the time you are lost in agitation. Here agitation is nothing but raga and dvesha. I like this, I don't like this. Till the time you are lost in these clouds, there is going to be rain. Rain is sorrow. Clouds are raga and dvesha. Recognize this. Yeah? Drop, let go, everything. Every raga that comes up now, drop. It's past. Again come to the present. Again another dvesha comes up, drop. Again be in the present. Again and again and again, establishing in the now. Yeah? This will take you to no mind. Here when he says projection and expansion, it's about the same. Yeah, the mind projects itself. Oh, I am thinking that, oh, Millie does not like me. Yeah, and then I feel that Millie does not like me, and I'm only projecting that outside. Yeah, and then automatically those vibes are there, negative vibes where she doesn't feel like talking to me and goes away. Are you seeing this? My mind projects itself outside. Yeah? This is a continuous process that happens because we are lost in our own thoughts of the past, raga and dvesha of the past, and we ruin the present moment because of a raga and dvesha of the past. Yeah? That's how your karma keeps collecting again and again about the same thing. So recognize this. Again and again bring yourself to the present moment and be absolutely pure and in no mind. It is only as long as the infinite consciousness limits itself into the finite mind that such agitation and expansion take place. If consciousness ceases to be the finite mind, then know that the very roots of this cyclical illusion of birth and death are burnt, and there is perfection. What is the infinite mind and what is the finite mind? When this mind goes out and is lost in the world of people, situations and things, it is mana. Mana is finite mind. When it withdraws from this world of people, situations and things and comes to the center and is established in that Purusha, in that consciousness, it is that infinite consciousness. Got it? It is all a practice of Namah. again and again withdraw from the world and go within. Unless you really do this, the very roots of birth and death, you can never get out of that cycle. Yeah? All this can be attained with simple meditation. Yeah? It's even more fun to meditate after you understand it like this. Yeah? You actually are understanding what am I doing now, right? Yeah? So take this up as a homework this week. Sit and meditate every day 15 to 20 minutes, and the rest of the day practice living 100% in the present moment. Any raga or dvesha that comes up, I like this, oh I don't like what he said to me, I don't like what she did, is again of the past. It's gone. Again come to the present in the no mind. Again that becomes the past. Recognize this, that every moment is becoming the past. Again and again bring yourself to now. Yeah. Be with what is. Because what is. Yeah. Any questions? No? Sakul had something to share about this same similar thing that we are talking about. Sakul, do you want to share it with everybody? You have to unmute and talk.
Share that the email which I sent you?
Yes. It'll help them, no? Read out the email if you're more comfortable reading it out.
Okay, this is that we always talk about the material objects, say that material objects are not real, they are just illusionary. And I've been listening to this and trying to think about this. Okay, when I listen to these script knowledge or these arguments, uh, I, I get those lines, but somehow my question in my mind never got satisfied with those answers. So, like I will be okay for some time, but again that question will come. I will think that I can feel those objects, I can touch those objects, but how come they are not real? Then 2-3 days back, I was thinking about these, and then suddenly I thought that these, I looked at a different angle, that the objects which are outside, if I see their reflection in the mirror or in the water, then I, my mind, I was able to tell my mind, okay, the object which I'm seeing in the mirror or the water, that is fake, and the outside object is the real. So when I shifted my focus like this, I tried to think of the object like that that's what they are saying, that the reflection of the object is unreal. And then I thought that these objects get reflected into the consciousness, and that is the object they are saying is unreal. So then I thought that, okay, that is what they say, that the, the object which is in your, which is the reflection in your mind or in your consciousness, that is what it matters. Like, that is causing all this pain and joy. It's not the external object. is pure, and the reflection of the object would be just a simple object. It's you don't have any joy or sorrow associated to that reflection if your consciousness is not conditioned. It's pure. So then I thought that if that is the only object which is the reflection, then the external object really doesn't matter. It is, it's just the internal object, and which is unreal anyway. So that is how I could understand. That is why the Yoga Vishishta and the Ashtotra are saying that all this material world is not real. That's how I understood.
Perfect. Did you get it, guys?
I explained it well.
Good, good. Very good. So you got it, guys? What he's saying? You got lost.
You need to explain it.
I got lost in the end.
So suppose we have a mirror here, yeah? When you look at yourself or some reflection, say the reflection of this highlighter I see in the mirror, yeah? What he is saying is that reflection is not real, correct? Yeah? Just like that, the reflection of my thought forms which are embedded in the consciousness, the previous circle with all the thought forms, yeah, those thought forms have reflected outside into this world and created a wife or a husband or a child or this job and that. Do you get it? Yeah. So he's saying just like that, that which is a reflection is not real. So this people, situations, things is just a reflection of the thought form really inside. So this is not real. Yeah. And we already know thought forms and all that memory and all that, the mind is anyway not real. This is unreal, this is unreal, therefore all is unreal. Got it? Yeah. This is Sakul self-realization. Beautiful, na? Very nicely put. Okay guys, do your homework sincerely, meditate this week. Yeah, very sincerely meditate and keep practicing living in the present moment. It's the same as being in Sakshi. Yeah, in Sakshi Bhav. Yes. And I will see you next week. I won't give you any pages to read because I'm still waiting for some of you to submit your exam answer papers. Yeah. So I'll see you next week and we will continue with page 181. Yes. Jai Gurudev.